on the TQM, there are 3 phases process. In implementation of the TQM, there are 3 phases process. So, one is basically step 1 to step 2, this is the preparation phase, 12 to 15 is the planning phase, and 16 to 20 is the execution phase. Each step has fixed action points, and based on the outputs, the actions are taken accordingly. The implementation steps are basically step 1, the top executive must make the commitment. Formation of the total quality steering committee is to be formed the top management. The steering committee team building is done, which is step 3. I am not going through the details, I am just basically mentioning the main points. In step 4, the steering committee's total quality training is basically the main emphasis, where action is taken related to training and quality philosophy. Then in step 5, creation of the vision statement. So, the objective is to get the steering committee thoughts, refine the language, and conclude with short meaningful documents which is easily implementable and easily understood. Establish a broad set of strategies and objectives. Have a vision statement which can be which is very objective and can be implemented accordingly. Communicate to the public, make sure that everyone in the organization is aware of what is the actual commitment level of the top management is. In step 8, identify the organization strengths and weaknesses. In step 9, identify the advocates and who are the registrars. Then baseline employee satisfaction and attitude, which would be step 10. Then baseline customer satisfaction, who are also a part and parcel of the overall cycle, which is step 11. Then plan and the implementation approach, and use the plan do check process, which would be step 12, and basically the work would continue. In 13 and 14, it would be identification of projects and establish team composition. In 15, it would be provide team training. 16 would be team activation, and direction should be given to this team in which way they are going to work. In 17, it would be team feedback loop to the steering committee. 18 would be customer satisfaction and feedback loop, which is there. In 19 would be employee satisfaction and feedback loop, which is important. And in step 20, it would be modifying the structure as necessary for implementation of the work as required. So, with this, I will end this TQM 1 lecture series, and I will just summarize them as it is required, even though we had covered a vast area or swath of concepts. But the main concept which I think is very important is basically, apart from the conceptually be implemented, would be obviously there should be a philosophical change in how you implement the work. But the main emphasis is that you should be aware of how the mathematical tools should be applied. So, once you see the data, read the data, understand that there is some problem or whether the problem has to be monitored, then you can use different type of X bar charts, R charts, P charts, NP charts, C charts, the exponential moving charts, COSUM charts, try to understand what is the alpha and beta level of risk, the customer satisfaction, the vendor satisfaction, the risk which I did mention would basically of type 1 and type 2 errors, they would come into the picture. You will have the OC curves. OC curves is the with the operating characteristics curves would give you the level of satisfaction based on the different type of distribution you will use. It will depend on the number of samples you are trying to utilize, and so on and so forth. So, obviously, once somebody is very well aware of the statistical methods, then overall implementation of the philosophy, considering the way how it should be implemented, how the house of quality should be done, all these things would be on a philosophical terms. So, once the overall philosophy of that you have to improve the quality, that has to be done, if that is implemented, then all the process would be coming into the picture. So, obviously, to wrap it up, that we have covered the overall concepts of TQM1 with some examples, which some problems solved, and obviously you have taken assignments, taken the assignments for each and every classes which had been done. Obviously, you will take the examination also. I am sure the overall learning process has been positive on your end, at your end, and as it has been very fulfilling at my end and with my TAs, such that the overall feedback, if you are able to give to us, to me and to my TA, Mr. Somnath Bhattacharya, who has been very helpful in trying to help me out in all these courses. It has been really a truly brilliant and a very fulfilling experience, both for him as for me, in trying to basically come up to the NPTEL MOOC and deliver the lectures to all of you all. Have a very nice day, and thank you all for your attention. I am sure all of you will do very well in your life. Thank you very much.
Okay, students. Today's session, I'm going to focusing on total quality management for an effective implementation. Abramovich Maslow's needs hierarchy theory, as we have seen that earlier classes also with the picture, empowerment and introduction about teams and team management. Whereas in the earlier classes also we have seen what are the 7 important points on strategic quality, planning, and that implementation? Everybody will have their own plans for success of their business, but the effective implementation of total quality management is one among that an important task. Whereas management should have a strong commitment about the quality of the production because everybody can manufacture the product, but the products, all products are to be qualitative. That should be essential to satisfy the needs of the people, and those kind of things we need to be juice that should be accepted by the whole market. Leadership is essential in each and every phase. When you are implementing any further business or by the development or implementation, you should be understand each and every step, everywhere. You should be required a strong, committed team. When you have a, when you have a strong, committed management teams, they will be keep on monitoring about the process of any failure or any kind of drawbacks. Being a senior manager, they should know that when they are implementing any kind of plan, any the kind of hiccups, the kind of problems you are going to face, and relatively how you need to resolve those things. You should be very bold and strong enough on those things. That is the reason when the managements are going to take furthermore actions or by the decisions for the future development of any plans, they will ask the help of the senior level executives and their opinions. When implementing, they know that they are the practical hiccups and relatively we need to be do these kind of changes. They will guide us. When you are implementing the whole process as a total quality management, you should give proper training and as well as a correct time for the implementation of the entire process. Yesterday night I was dreaming, I was implemented the project, and today morning you are coming and informing to the people for implementation. How far this is going to be valid? You need to give a sufficient time for the implementation of the project, maybe 1 year or 2 years. Let them start the project and the project can be completed. So for practical implementation, you need to give an adequate time. Formation of quality councils. Every step they should be required of quality measurements and implementation. For that, we need to have every department wise or wherever it is going to be required for the implementation of quality councils, you can be implemented and you can able to see that the council it has to be constituted the, the particular department related, it can be give that value addition or it can be find out any kind of drawbacks in the entire process can be identified in those type of councils you need to be prepared. But anyway, the quality councils when you are implementing, when you are getting it, you will be come up with different kinds of new thoughts, new what we say like new things where you can able to see that innovation. You should be think like the total quality management only by the decision taking care of by the top down management. This is not come to my purview. Being a middle level management, I will be sit quiet. It should not be like that because as you know very well, total quality management which is representing of the whole process from the gate watchman to who is an attendant or the chief executive officer at the company, everybody they have their own responsibilities and duties, and for that they need to be work properly implement. So middle level management and the frontline supervisors, everybody is an essential exemplary models like that. They need to give that their efficiency for the development of the industry. Early discussion with the union. So as we know very well, union members are very frequently they will announce that strike because they were not satisfied with the facilities, they were not satisfied with the treatment of the management, or they were not satisfied with the salary constraint factors, whatever you are paying for them. So they are when the moment they're declaring this type, as you know that the entire production process will be stopped. And the being of total quality management also was failed because In the total quality management, important thing is human resource, employees and laborers. If they are not satisfied, how come you will expect the quality of product they will produce for us? So whenever the hiccups comes or any kind of problem comes with the union, you have to talk to them in very advance so that issues will not be raised as a bigger dispute. Communicate total quality management to the entire organization. When you are working at the organization, you have to think importantly the whole total quality management is for everyone. That is the reason when you are entering into any organization, first 1 day or 1 hour, they will talk about orientation. So, what is this organization? Who is the founder? And what is the motive of establishment of this organization? And how you need to be work at this organization? They will give you a complete orientation about by the whole organization because that will give that a complete booster for your quality improvement at the whole organization. Training on quality awarenesses and problem solving. So, what kind of quality awareness you are conducting at the organization? So, quality awareness related, we are testing the product, and relatively we are providing a proper training and development for them, and we are encouraging the people to go for the higher studies, and we are encouraging the people to analyze about critical thinking and problem solving so that all these things will be like a statistically proven, and as well as when the problem comes also people will apply their mind and resolving by quality related issues, and as well as perhaps uh, the workers related also. Last but one, customer, employees and supervisors, sorry, and suppliers surveys must be conducted to benchmark. So high standards of surveys, you need to prepare a beautiful questionnaire, and the questionnaire you are going to split up to the three parts. So these 30 questions or 40 questions belongs to the customers. So customers related, what we need to talk, we need to talk about product related description, product related features, prices, the availability, the way of using, and what is your future requirements. Employees related, so what kind of facilities you are getting at the organization, and what is your qualification and how long you are working over there, what is your pay scale, and what is additional benefits you are getting from the organization. Are you willing to take any new responsibility if we are given to you? Suppliers, so whether the logistics cost has been increased or decreased, what is the toll free charges, so are you providing a qualitative material for us, so what is the prices of the material for last year and this year comparison, reasons for increasing and decreasing. So are we paying on time payments to the suppliers or not? So this is like a one-to-one continuous process of the discussion. So everything we need to prepare in a beautiful question so that whenever people are free, they will feel free to get information about the company. So where we are lagged and relatively we need to improve ourselves, because these three are will be called as a three important pillars of the development of your company. If these three pillars are not available, then definitely your company performance will be raised. If you cannot able to develop by yourself by at any time. Last one, the council establish project teams and work groups and monitor the progresses. As we know very well, each and every department they are establishing different kinds of project teams. What is the duty of these project teams? And all the time they should be involved very high in rate of the projects, and relatively the projects related hiccups will be identifying and solving, and projects related is there any kind of adding of innovations will be taken care of by the project teams. Whereas And the project teams will be distributing the entire work to the work groups. How you need to start, how you need to do, and how you need to be finished. And these are the basic problems will come like an FAQ, frequently asked questions of the while you are implementing these. So you just go with these things. Still, if you have any kind of doubts, so we are already trained your supervisor and they will guide you in a better way. Or else you can approach your mentors. Mentors are well experienced and they know very well about the system, what we spoke. And relatively they will be have continuous discussion on this. Next, employee involvement. This is like a challenging task all the time for the companies. So, what companies can do? Companies can do by providing a better environment to the employees. But getting the work is difficult for them. So, what they supposed to do? For this, what we supposed to do here, employee involvement is we need to see whether we are giving the payments like paid services we are getting from the employees or by the free of cost service. Paid service means we can demand them because we are paying salaries to the employees, so we need your commitment. So employee involvement is one approach to improve the quality and the productivity of the organization. We are paying salaries and we are guiding you how you have to do your work. And even though relatively if you are not performing the task, and then which is going to be like a difficult to them. Guys, just a minute. So commitment of each and every employee, which is going to be necessary for us because we are paying paid services and we are giving job related description and specification. You are a suitable and the right candidate. And if you are not committed to give the production for the institution, that means you are highly dissatisfied or you are not at all comfortable to work at the organization. So those kind of people should not be required by the institution. Because as we know that the industry, what they will do is they will provide all the facilities for the each and every employee. All the facilities we have provided for you, for all the facilities we provided for you for betterment. We are giving salaries to you, bonus, increment, extra time means extra pay, festival allowances, monthly 2 days sick leave or by the casual leaves. All these are benefits to the employee only. So this has to known to be understood by the employee so that the employee know about the basic sense about the institution, he will do his commitment. Employees will be having a strong commitment. So when you have the strong commitment, definitely you will give your best of out. Now, the motivation here they will talk about survival. So we have seen that in the earlier classes also, like your food, shelter, cloth will become the survival, and then security. So you need to be alive, and then social. So after you are fulfilling your basic needs, then you will be thinking like you need to prove yourself in the society, being a doctor, MLA, or something else. Then extreme. So in the extreme stage, you will become a most popular person, and everybody will know about your activities. And self-actualization is a peak stage, whereas you are going to be retired and you are going to be like a devotee, and you are going to be waiting for the many other like a saturation point of the life of human being. So this is like this will be having each and every one. So you cannot able to jump one to another. This we have seen in earlier classes. So I'm not discussing anything by detail. Next, empowerment. This is generally we are seeing many seminars, webinars, conferences on women empowerment. So why we need to empower the women? As we know that from the beginning of the society will not be encouraged for women to work anywhere. Women means they need to work only in kitchen. That is their kingdom. But whereas in the current scenario, it has been completely changed. Everybody is equal. Everybody having that equal opportunities, and they will do their best. So you need to empower them. These are the jobs are available, and if you want any finance facility, these are the banks are available. If you want to produce a product, if you need suppliers, there the suppliers are available. You can contact them, you can negotiate them, and you can start your business. So these kind of guidance has to give for the women's. So women empowerment related, we are having multiple topics for seminars and presentation. Now, here the topic is empowerment. We are not talking about only for the women. Empowerment for the both the genders. Empowerment is investing the people with authority. We are doing a study, we are doing a research for the purpose of to reservoir of potential contribution, and so far your capacity is 100 percentage, but you are working in 30-40 percentage capacity because you are not empowered, you are not aware. Now with the help of this empowerment program, which is going to be a grand success, which is going to give you a complete guidelines, coaching, training program, where this will bringing out your knowledge, your efficiency levels to the out. So that in the training program you will be come to know that in a easiest way how you can able to complete by the task. Second point, letting people do by themselves. So they themselves will be come to know, they will be having a deep eye on their heart. Still something more, I can able to do it. I have to do it. So this is going to be like a motivation, empowerment for the people. So with the empowerment, what being a company you are going to achieve? Because if the employees are empowered, staff members are empowered, workers are empowered, ultimately your production will increase, sales will increase, profits will increase, 100% usage of your production process, materials. So there is a huge scope to be required for empowerment of the employees and the organization. That is why the empowerment will be talking like a broader one. Individually, we can motivate the people. or being a organization staff that relatively also we can influence to them. Organization related, if you implement, profits will come. Being an individual person, if you are influenced or motivated, their career will start. That is the reason when you are joining in plus one or plus two programs, by the time you will be come to know that for first 1 or 2 days will be the school principals or people or the coordinators, whoever it is, they will call a motivational speakers for 1 or 2 days. So this what these motivational speakers will do, they will empower you. They will give you the best guidelines. So how you need to improve about yourself. So what kind of career you have chosen. So who are all at the colleges. So why you join and how you need to empower yourself. They will give the complete motivation yearly once. So because of this motivation, you will be influencing. Positive vibration will come. So you will be getting very good score in your exam and as well as in your personal training. Now, the principles of empowering the people. First one is tell people what their responsibilities are. You need to be very clearly uh, asked to the concerned authorities. If you are joined any company, you should not be sit ideally. You should ask your supervisor, sir, please let me know what are all my roles and responsibilities. So that opposite person immediately what they will think like, he is not a lazy guy. He is very active. So that he is coming forward and asking that what I supposed to do. So these kind of people we need to motivate them because these are going to be called as a performers at the organization. Because of these people only, the institution has taken that many initiative leads. Give authority where you are having the responsibility, another side you will be having authority. So when you are getting your authority, by your authority you can force the people, you can get your work. In the college, dean. Dean is having authority on each and every faculty. So we are responsible for him. So when it comes to the faculty, when we have given any assignments to you, that is your responsibility. You need to complete the assignments. Until that, faculty will dominate you. So one to one, writing an assignment is responsibility for you. Getting an assignment from you, it is my authority. So, so that the authority and responsibility both are side by side of the coins. Only if you are giving responsibility without powers, there is completely meaningless. Only authority, there is no responsibility means meaningless. I can dominate everybody, but I won't do any work. How far this is going to be right? So people they should be self-realized. This is the work salary I'm getting, and really this is the work I'm doing. Set standards for excellence. Each and every work when you are doing, you should be know very clearly. These are the standards. These are the work which was assigned to me, and relatively I need to do this work. Otherwise, definitely I'm going to face an issue. So according to the standards, you need to be work. Otherwise, you will be sacked from the institution. Render training. When you are required any kind of training, by observing your performances, definitely you will be getting the best training from the trainers. When the updates are coming, relative of the updates, you will be getting a new training how to do these machines or how you need to perform with the machines. You will be get trained. Fifth one, provide knowledge and information. You need to provide a complete knowledge and information about to the complete knowledge and information you need to provide for each and every employee at the organization. So this is like a classroom interaction. There is a right of the student. He can ask any question on the particular class. This is my responsibility to share with you. But in industry, what people will do is they are a little bit having hypocrisy. They don't want to share the information with you, because if they start to share the information with you, you will be knowing by the entire work. So I will lose my importance. So they will provide you the basic knowledge, basic information, and you need to be work. You need to be acquire your skills. But even new things are happen, by the time also this kind of experience will be helpful for you. Allow them to commit for what mistakes. When you are doing minute mistakes at the organization, so that you will be having your learning skills. Learning skills will be increasing. When the learning skills are increasing, and you should not do that same kind of mistakes in the future. You have done it, you have made an attempt, but unfortunately it was failure. Make sure to have the second attempt. Don't repeat same kind of errors, so that ultimately you will be achieving your targets. Treat them with the dignity and respect. Attender was sitting on chair, so attender also will have his own dignity and own respect. You should not look at him, you should not laughing at him, you should not tease him. Every seat having their own roles and responsibility. You cannot able to perform the duties which are performed by the attendant, and attendant cannot be performed that CEO roles and responsibilities. But both are sitting in the same room. Only the difference is one wall. Attendant is sitting at outside of the door, whereas CEO sitting inside the door. That is only the difference. But even though when the work comes, when you want to see about the implementation or taking the decisions, their roles and responsibilities, which is going to be completely contrast. So treat every employee is having their own dignity and own respect. And these are the three important dimensions of empowerment of the employee at the organization. First one, capacity. First, you should be know your SWOT analysis, your strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So that once you know about yourself, and relatively you will be able to work. Alignment. So alignment means all the works should not be in a zigzag way. Align in a one particular order. So do all the works by one, so that people will think like these will do all the works in a systematic way. So how you are going to arranging the work, that is your wish. Sometimes most urgent basis are connectivity with one work to another work, and many other reasons you are going to be continuing. So alignment related also, we need to empower the people, because high priority work first we need to be do and complete it. Trust. Every business, the basis are trust. You should be a trustworthy person, and you are supposed to do that works by more effectively, and you need to be get good name with the other kind of employees. Okay guys, that's all for the day. In the next class we are going to see that